Today, let's get ready together and let's talk a little bit about dieting mistakes people make and little things you can do to make it so much easier for yourself, because while dieting is hard, it doesn't need to be dreadful and ruin your life. Mistake number 1. Cutting calories too low too quickly. I know we all want to lose as much fat as we can, as fast as possible, but the other thing that you need to think about is, will you be able to keep this fat off? A lot of the time, people will slash their calories and they'll end up starving themselves, and then they'll end up losing heaps of fat, yes, but then do you know what happens? They rebound. They end up gaining all of the fat back and more because they didn't have an approach where they were able to sustain it. It led to them feeling super hungry, and it led to them binging once they were able to return back to normal eating once they achieved their goals. Please start with a calorie deficit that isn't too big. I know that it can be annoying and you want to lose fat, but what is the point of dropping body fat and losing all of this fat if you just end up gaining it all back anyway? First mistake, dropping calories too low too quickly. Start with a small conservative deficit. If you do this, with time, you will lose fat. It may not be as fast as if you slashed it completely, but you'll be able to keep the fat off, and that's the most important thing anyway. Mistake number 2, overdoing it with cardio. Cardio can help you lose fat, but please don't forget it is a tool to get you there. It isn't something that you're supposed to rely on, and a lot of people will end up smashing themselves with cardio, and then it just leaves them feeling burnt out, feeling extra hungry, so then they end up binging and eating way more than if they just moved a little bit less. The other thing that you may notice is that if you are overdoing it with cardio, your weights workouts will be impacted. And please don't forget, weights is how you actually get that lean, toned physique. Cardio does not help you grow muscle. It only helps you burn calories, which can increase your energy output, which therefore means more fat loss if you aren't binging. However, it does not mean more muscle gain. If you want to do cardio, but don't overdo it. Have a conservative approach. 1 to 2 times a week to begin with is completely fine. If you want to add in more later, but don't go balls to the wall, slash your calories, do heaps of cardio, because you're just going to do yourself a disservice, affect your weights workouts, affect your energy, affect your mood, affect your hunger, and it's just not worth it in the long term. Mistake number 3, and this is something that I really struggled with when I first started my journey, derailed my progress and made everything so much harder for myself. Cutting out all of the foods that you love. So many people have the all or nothing approach. They'll go and completely take out everything that they like. They'll go super strict for like 2 weeks and they'll go completely off track. But please don't forget that a deficit isn't about restriction. It's about moderation. It's about being mindful with your food portions, eating a little bit less so that you can see the results that you're looking for. That's why I'm all about flexible dieting. Flexible dieting means following the 80-20 approach. Every single day, I'll make sure I hit my protein, I eat my fruits, I eat my veggies, I eat my whole grains, but at the end of the day, every single day, no matter what, I have chocolate at night. And this approach has gotten me so much further than slashing my calories and only eating chicken and veg, salad, cutting out chocolate and cutting out the foods that I love. So third mistake that people make, cutting out the foods that they love. You do not need to do this. You can have a balanced approach. You can still eat burgers, you can eat pasta, you can eat yummy food to achieve your goals. Slashing your calories and restricting yourself is just going to lead to you, again, binging, going off track, and then ruining all of your progress and all of your results. Moderation is key. Of course, it's important to make sure you are eating your fruit, eating your veggies, making sure you're getting a lot of color in your diet, but you can do this while still eating the food that you love. Fourth mistake that people make, ignoring their recoveries. Please do not forget, recovery is just as important as your training. You do not grow muscle in the gym. You actually grow muscle when you're at home and when you're resting. When you choose to skip your rest days, or you choose to go out and smash yourself with heaps of steps, heaps of cardio all of the time, you're actually ruining your progress and ruining your results. Please take your rest days. If you want to go on a walk, and when I say a walk, keep it chill, keep it light. Just like a leisurely stroll, not going and doing like 20,000 steps in one go. Just go and just have a nice walk to move your body, because it helps you getting out of the house, being active. Then of course, please do that. But do not go to the gym and do weights every single day, cardio every single day, and then expect to see the best results. You need to rest to grow. And I saw so much better progress once I actually started taking my rest days. Now I make sure I always have at least 2 rest days a week. I take care of myself, I sleep enough, I fuel myself, and it's honestly made such a big difference to my results. The next mistake that people make is thinking that they have to be perfect. The most important thing about your fitness journey is just about being consistent. Big changes come from just showing up most of the time. I'm not perfect all the time. I have days where I go completely off track, days where I don't want to go to the gym and then I just don't. I have had, months actually where I felt really, really horrible, and I'd go to the gym and then most of my workouts would be pretty average. But you know what I always did on my journey, and I never stopped doing? I never ever stopped going to the gym. I just kept being consistent, even if my workouts were bad, even if I had a bad body image day, even if things felt difficult and things felt hard, I still continue to show up. I still continue to be consistent. And that is where most of my results come from. It doesn't come from always having good workouts or always eating my food and being on track. It comes from mostly showing up and trying my best and just being consistent, So please don't forget, consistency is the most important thing. It's not about being perfect. You are much better off being consistent for like 3-4 days a week over 6 months than being consistent for like 4 weeks, smashing it, and then going completely off track for the next 5 months. Consistency is the most important thing, and that is what leads to results. So yeah, please remember, if you're in a dieting phase, it doesn't have to feel miserable. Keep showing up, keep being consistent, keep just trying your best every single day, every single week. Don't slash your calories, don't smash yourself with cardio, keep your favorite food in, and just keep showing up. Consistency leads to results, and as long as you keep showing up, I promise one day you will get exactly where you want to be.